Welcome back to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It is your host with the most. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please, and let's get right into this one. So when people think about safe places, the first thing you normally think about is the murder rate. A lot of people can deal with being robbed. They can deal with a break-in. They can deal with material stuff being stolen from them. But one thing we know for sure is once a life is taken, it cannot be brought back. So no one wants to live in a place where the murder rate is out of control. And so we have compiled this video for you of the 10 countries in the world that have the lowest murder rates. Let's start off with Singapore. Singapore, known to be one of the safest countries on earth. Singapore has one of, if not the lowest murder rate in the world. This is a country that's about the size of Rhode Island, with over 4 times the population. The country is populated as it can be. Yet, it proves that overpopulation is not an excuse for violence. Singapore boasts 5,454,000 citizens, and Singapore's murder rate is 0.10 per 100,000. Now that is beautiful. Let's move on to our next country. The next country is Switzerland, with a murder rate like Switzerland. Switzerland is next on the list as the lowest country the country that has the lowest murder rate. And this is popularly attested to their pro-gun lifestyle in the country, with one of the highest firearm ownership rates in the world. Almost everybody in Switzerland owns a gun. However, people will often say, well, almost everybody in the U.S. owns a gun, and that's why the U.S. is like murder central. But Switzerland proves to you that people can own guns and not be using them to take lives on a regular basis, especially while committing a crime. Switzerland has a population of 8,796,699. A lot of people. And their murder rate is at 0.48 per 100,000. That's something to look at. Next on our list, we have Iceland. Iceland is like one of the least populated countries in the world. Iceland often does not require even police to patrol their streets, given how safe Iceland is. This includes having 0 armed police officers and very little violence occurring. Now, Iceland has 375,318 citizens. Their murder rate is at 0.28 per 100,000. And next on the list, we have Japan, another one of the safest countries in Asia with the lowest murder rate in the world. Japan, street crime is almost non-existent, as well as drug use is almost non-existent. You know, in some places in the U.S., you go down that street and it's just junkie alley. People are dazed out, confused, belligerent, or laid out snoring in the streets, big wounds on their bodies from drugs. Well, in here, you won't see any of that. Japan, a very disciplined set of people with a population that is bursting out the seam. And we shouldn't forget to mention Tokyo, which is considered to be the safest city in the world when it comes to human crime. And that is in Japan. Yeah, they have them issues with organized crime, but still, their murder rate in Japan is 0.23 per 100,000. and their population is 123,294,513 citizens. Let's go further down the list and we'll have a look at Luxembourg. Luxembourg is a very small country with a small population. Luxembourg has, to date, 660,809 citizens. That's like, one of Europe's smallest nations. Rhode Island in the United States of America is bigger than the entire country of Luxembourg. Violent crimes in Luxembourg is almost non-existent, armed robberies being the most damaging to their reputation. This is a test to their low poverty rate as well as their high quality of life settings. I would even go as far as to say that it also is a testament to the citizens and their mindset. Luxembourg murder rate is 0.49 per 100,000. Then you have Denmark. Denmark, next on our list with one of the lowest murder rates in the world, with the 5th lowest murder rate in the OECD. Violent crime is very scarce in Denmark, with street crime being down a bit. Even drug trafficking violence has diminished significantly over the years. Denmark boasts a population of 5,857,000, and their murder rate is at 0.80 per 100,000. Not to mention Norway, with 5 million plus people, pushing up to 6 million now, because as of 2024, their population in Norway, their population has actually hit a bigger number, 5,474,360 to be exact. 25 out of 5 million is an astonishing murder rate for them. They keep their murder rate low. So if 25 people are murdered in 1 year, that's an alarming situation for them. If this doesn't open your eyes to how high the murder rate is where you are at now, then I don't know what else to tell you. We're talking about 5 million plus people with a murder rate of 25 or below. When they hit 25, it's an emergency situation for them. Let's talk about, and their murder rate, again, is 0.80. Now, let's go to Austria. Austria's one of those countries, tiny European country. It's actually one of the safest countries in the world or on our list. It actually has like the 6th lowest murder rate. Austria has a population of almost 9 million. They're at 8,958,960. And Austria boasts a murder rate of 0.97 per 100,000. So you're looking probably at about 40 murders per year or less. And when it hits 40, it's an emergency situation for them. And that's with a population of 8,958,960. If that's not something to think about, then I don't know what is. Next on our list, we have Germany. Germany is another country that Germany has a staggering friggin' amount of people that live in Germany. 83,294,633. That is a lot of people. But check it out. Their murder rate is 0.8 per 100,000. Germany has 15 million more citizens than France and the United Kingdom Comparing Germany to the United States, Germany has seen a little over 2,000 murders within their 80 million population compared to the United States of America, who has seen 15,000 within the past couple of years. If you compare the same years, 2,000, 15,000, comparison, crazy. And of course, there is Sweden. Now, Sweden is one of those places that, let's say their population is 10.42 million. Their murder rate is so low, murder almost does not exist in Sweden. Their murder rate is 1 per 100,000. Yeah. Sweden is a similar size to the state of Michigan in the United States of America. And look at their murder rate. The country still struggles with high pickpocketing. Somebody might grab something out of your purse and run away with it, but they're not killing anybody. And also it says that rape is differently considered in Sweden compared to the United States. So it has one of the highest rape rates in Europe. And that's because of how they look at rape, right? Compared to how the US looks at rape. But we ain't talking about rape, we're talking about murder, and we're talking about the safest countries in the world, or the countries in the world that boast the lowest per 100,000 for their murder rate. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about this one. Tell me if you would ever consider moving to one of these countries, and tell me how is the murder rate in the country that you are from, and do you feel safe in the country that you are from if the murder rate is a high murder rate. I'll catch you on the next video. It's SouFLoTV. I'm out. Peace. All right, my SouFLoTV audience, anybody who knows me knows that I come from the rural parts of Jamaica where it's dark in those hills. And from I was a child until now, government still has not installed any street lights in some of the darkest corners of Jamaica. But guess what? We are doing it for ourselves. Just link up with Soninka Limited, because these solar powered street lights are powerful. They are commercial grade, remote controlled, they are waterproof, and did I mention that they are solar powered? So you don't have to wait on JPS, you don't have a bill to pay. These are powered by God's Son. Yes, and you stay on the ground and you remote control it to the brightness of your liking and all these things. Light up your lanes and streets and farms and corners and areas and be safe. All the information needed is on the screen, and Soninka deals with your installation and everything. Call them right now and get yourself out of the darkness and into the light, and tell them that SouFLoTV sent you. All right? All right. Imagine, right, if there was a dating website that connected the entire Caribbean. That means a man from Trinidad could go seeking for a woman in Jamaica. It means, and vice versa, somebody from St. Lucia, Antigua, Barbuda, Grenada, connecting all the Caribbean islands. That means your special person could be in another island, and you could reach out to them through this means. Well, look no further. There is something called Scotch Bonnet and Time. I won't say anymore. I'll just play this video and you watch this ad, and then you meet her at Scotch Bonnet on Time, and Time on Time. Check Imagine, right?